Hello, everybody. It's 9 o'clock. Welcome along. I see a lot of people are coming in the comments there. See the people who've been chatting on. So, hello, Philly. Hello, Balasilian. Hello, Deadly. See if anybody else is in there. No, that's it at the moment. When people catch up, I'll see you. And hello, everybody watching back as well. Thanks for coming along. Good evening, Craig. Something a little bit different. Whether or not it works or not, it all depends on you guys. But we'll see what happens. I've already got one person in the wings ready to come on. Just having basically a free for all, to be quite honest. Leslie's here as well. So, hello, Ricky. Hello, Mel. Sorry if I miss anybody off. Like I say, I'm busy using StreamYard tonight, as you can see, with the little banners and thing that's going to be coming across the screen shortly. So we'll put that on there. We'll go. Deadly says hello.
Hi.
So, like I say, tonight is open house. If you want to come on and say hello and face to face. No, nobody. So open house for the live. Shut your face. Hello, Andrew.
Me?
What? Sorry, excuse me. What are you doing? You pass wins?
No.
You're welcome. I don't know. So aiming tonight, basically, just have a general chinwag. I'll show you what's going on in the shed as well. And getting a few guys on if you want to come along. I did post on my Facebook. I did post on YouTube as well. Links on how to get yourself a StreamYard account. So a StreamYard account is free. You just type in StreamYard into Google. You sign up using an email address. It's dead straightforward. As soon as you've done that, you can then click on the link. That is, I'm going to ask Leslie to pop into the chat tonight as well, because I can't comment on anything in here. And that will get you entered into the broadcast studio, where the guests will have up to 6 people on at the same time. So that's what the plan is this evening. Like you say, hopefully we'll have a few people on. If not, we'll just see what happens. But yeah, I thought we'd change it up a little bit. Like I say, we discussed in the last fortnightly video. We'll do like a Zoom calls and stuff like that, which is absolutely great. I still need to organise that. I've still been looking through it and I've been sent a few good things. But I thought we'll give this a whack and give this a try first and see how things progress with it. So so Leslie's going to send that in the. So if you need to go to Facebook, how do you want me to do it? You just chat. Tell you what, Leslie's going to chat with you.
Hi, everybody.
My name's Dr. Nick.
No, my name's Leslie. Who's wanting to come on? Just they can just see your arm. What have you changed?
Whoa, it's pouring on me.
Have a... Sorry, I was reading a comment. We've got really bad rain here. Has anybody else had horrible weather today, or has it been nice and been able to go to the allotment?
I got soaked today and it wasn't by the rain.
Well, next time, go to the toilet.
It was the fire.
I've offered to cut his hair, but he refuses to let me.
Not with the dog clippers, no.
You didn't want to do it with the hair clippers you used on Kyle?
Listen, I love me locks. Look. Not a lot of people can do that, especially not bald people. So I feel very lucky.
Dean looks different. Long hair? I don't know.
Dean looks different. I look different.
Tash?
I look cute, don't I? Tell us the truth. I look cute. Oh, I'm so cute. Why is this taking forever to load? What's wrong with your phone?
What's wrong with your technology?
There we go. Right, so there we go. Click on that link and sign up.
It wasn't too bad earlier, but it's really bad rain now. How's everybody managing to get on? I start proper normality back tomorrow with school runs.
Yeah, I don't know what she's doing. Sorry.
Ooh. I was going in there.
What you're doing? You're gonna move now. Shift.
Look, I did that with no hands.
What?
I was going to make a cup of tea. Wow, looks like everybody's had the same sort of weather. Too many baked beans. You had too many baked beans. Is that our problem, Dean?
Why is it windy?
Hi. I'm afraid I'm not very good at this conversation. They're under the table.
Guess who's back? Back again. I am back.
Shaggy.
I'm back. What's happening?
We're talking about the weather.
14 degrees and gorgeous. Oh, it's lovely. It's awful outside. Horrible. It's been miserable. Right, so without further ado, like I said, Leslie's popped that link into the comments. So if you just want to head over to StreamYard, just pop a message on the comments. I will see you when you come in. Still got one guest in there. So I'm going to just head over to see if I can get a thumbs up to see if first person's ready. Are you ready? Give us a thumbs up. Just chilling over here. I cannot hear you. Just give us a thumbs up. Champion, right, ready to go. Right, so without further ado, we're going to introduce somebody who's been on the stream before, and it's Tom from Tom's Exhibition.
Got a lot.
Hello, Tom.
Hello.
Surprise,
Hello.
surprise.
All right.
But it's like,
Took a while because I'm not very good with technology.
oh, no. It's fine. Like you say, once you get on, get sorted. That's absolutely not a bother. Well, it looks like we've got Dave. So, Dave, if you give me a thumbs up here, and if you want to pop on, I'll put on the stream as well. Fantastic.
Can you hear me, Dean?
I can hear you. You're on now as well. You're live on YouTube. Do not swear.
I will not swear. Okay, pal. Look.
How are you doing? How's everybody doing?
I will not swear. Okay, pal.
Dave, you'll have to turn down your TV. You'll have to focus on the chat.
All right, I've got to focus on the screen. Okay.
Yeah, because you can't. It's like on the radio. You can't when if you're talking on the radio. You can't. You got to turn the radio.
All right, I've got to focus on the screen. Okay. Listen, I'm like a dinosaur at this. I have not got a clue.
You and Tom's the same, but it just goes.
Yeah,
We've managed it with basic instructions.
Yeah, it was all right, you know, fairly basic instructions, but I understood it.
The best way to be. Keep things simple.
Yeah, that's it. That's why I grow flowers and cabbages. Keep things simple.
Keep things simple. That's why I like growing the giant cabbages, because you can just put them in and leave them.
Absolutely, mate. Absolutely.
Once you set up, it's easy. Think how long it took us to do it when I first did it, Dean.
Oh, yeah. Well, it took us 48 hours, Dave. It was 48 hours, several phone calls to get Tom on.
Jesus.
Just because
this is luck. This is pure luck that I'm on air now.
Look, I love it. Is just on the is everything coming over loud and clear? I know that looks like Aaron's having a few problems hearing me.
Yeah, mate. If you're looking at, I'm on the phone at the moment. So if you look at the phone and speak to you, it's okay. But if you look at the telly while you're on, there's a big delay.
No, I already know that. I don't have the TV on.
Do you know what? That's the best way, innit? Turn the telly off.
Because you got to think of it.
Turn the telly off.
We're on the live, so we'll do live and it will come on afterwards. There is always going to be a little delay.
Yeah.
So that's how, you can have your phone either way, horizontal or vertical. I've got mine vertical at the moment just to make things easier.
Yeah, I think that's better for me. Yeah, that's it. I can see now. Yeah, that's it.
So there we go. Thank you very much for coming along, Dave. How are you doing?
I'm all right, pal. I'm okay. Did you get those pictures of the onions that I sent you in the week?
I did. But I put back to them, and I seen that you put on Facebook as well.
Oh, did you see them ones as well?
Oh yeah, comment on them. I like them on. What are you passing
I
this
need
catch
to
for?
hold them.
Sorry, I'm kitten sitting. These things are getting massive. What are you getting them? I'll shut that door. All right, 2 seconds. I've got a petting zoo in that.
Tom, wasn't it you that was on a couple of weeks back with Dean doing a bit of a live thing, a live talk? Yeah, I remember. Yeah. Do you own a garden centre or something, an exhibition centre?
I work at one of the biggest commercial nurseries in Europe, which is at York.
Right, okay.
Yeah. I wish I owned one.
I thought it might have been your parents or something, and you work there.
No.
Yeah, and you. How old are you?
21.
I know he looks.
So you're pretty clever. You're pretty clever. You at gardening. You want to carry on doing what you're doing because you're pretty knowledgeable.
Thanks.
Well, yeah. I thought we spent nearly 2 hours chatting away on the first live stream.
I know.
And there's been a massive delay in trying to get back on and get sorted. Like I say, this isn't part 2, by the way. It's just like I say, a general chin wag. I just thought I'd see how things go. I'm sure Tom will come on again. We'll have a one again in the future.
If anyone wants to
definitely
ask away.
Pick his brains.
The best thing is, especially with social media and stuff now, everybody's just a message away. You know yourself, Dave. You're not on Facebook, but you've got Facebook, and you can communicate with others as well. So it's like putting the
absolutely, yeah.
That's how I started off.
Yeah. Hey, it looks like the shows are going to go ahead this year, doesn't it?
Yeah. By the looks of things, it all depends on how things go over the next couple of months. So at the moment, a lot of the Tom will probably agree. Yeah, a lot of the stuff for giant and show stuff, we're still not planting it for come September shows. Some things are, some things aren't. So, for example, things like giant marrows, just basically giant tomatoes, cucumbers, stuff like that, they're not even sown yet.
Yeah.
They're not sown until April, May time. So, I'm going to have a look and see what comes over the next 2 months, see how things behave. And if we're starting progression, then fantastic. I've already got holidays booked for the weekend of the 3rd week in September and the 4th week in September. So that's for the Hall and also Malvern. Now, the thing is with Malvern, the Chelsea Spring Show is now being changed to the same week as Malvern. So there's going to be a lot of people that probably were going to Malvern, potentially going to the Spring Show. The Chelsea.
Yeah, of course. So, which would you advise me to go to, the Malvern show or the Harrogate Autumn show to show me giants?
You're showing your giant onions. You can go to both because you can show them both. But the championships are held at. I don't know if they've been held again, but they've been held the past 2 times at the Harrogate. So that's where the onion championships are. The onion championships are held in my home. So they're held in Blythe, Northumberland. That's where the ones are. So that's where everybody comes to. Is it the second week? It's normally second week in September.
Yeah.
Right.
So
have you been to the MPLS show, Dean, at Stanley before? I've not entered for a look round.
I've seen the pictures. It's no longer at Stanley anymore. MPLS have changed the venue. I believe they're going to start showing in Same now. But I've still got to get confident of that yet. They were still trying to get some sort. Obviously, they were trying to change venues at the time. And then, obviously, lockdown hit and stuff, and everyone's open there. So,
to visit.
A message.
So Chris has got a message. Chris's message here, exploring nature together. What was the first giant veg you all tried is your first? So I'll go first with that. So my first experience with giants was giant onions. So I won a dozen giant onions on Facebook on the Life of the page, which at the time had like a couple of thousand people in. It's now over 13, 14,000. And that's how I got to meet the likes of Mark Shepherd. Mark Shepherd had the onions, and I met with him. And then, look, behold, I went to pick a polytunnel up, which is my first poly. And he had allotment 4 rows down from where I picked the polytunnel up. So he was actually down at the same time as well. So that's what got me started on the journey. And then I soon learned that I wanted to try and do everything. So this year's a big thing, cutting right back. And it's been forced. So Tom, what was your because I know you started obviously a lot younger, and there was obviously other family members with it as well.
I thought personally, the first giant veg that I tried was pumpkin. Little kid, I was in the garden centre. I saw the packet and thought, I really want to have a go with that. It looks cool. So we bought some seed. And the guy on the allotment said, just give it tomato food every day. 2 watering cans full of tomato food every day until it stops growing. So did as we were told. And obviously worked massive for a kid, but we got it to 250 kilo, I think, or just under 250 kilo.
You're not lifting that yourself, are you? You're not that on your toast.
Not a chance. Not a chance.
So yeah, we took it to there's a like a adventure park called York Maze obviously in York, and took it there, and they were doing a like pumpkin Commonwealth like for Halloween, and I entered that for the junior cup, the junior thing, and come first. And it was my first time I'd ever got given a £50 note there because I won 50 quid for it. And the guy who taught me to grow them, the lady who taught me to grow them, sorry, she entered and she come third in the main event, and she won £100. And then that was where it started showing in all. And I thought, that's brilliant. So we just carried on, and it's now every veg and daily as you can think of. So
yeah, flowers is better. I mean, like I say, I've grown obviously the leeks, and that leeks are a massive, not burden, but there's a lot of work goes into growing them, keeping on top of them. Same with onions as well. A lot of work goes into onions, keeping the pests at bay, making sure you're getting the right light levels, the right water on the bay, the right soil, feeding at the right times. TLC. Thanks, Leslie. When it comes to flowers, especially, you actually appreciate more the effort that gets put into them. And you just turn up at a show and think, oh, well, they look nice. You don't realise how much effort is taken into trying to you've got the right stopping date for dahlias. You've got the right, obviously, there's no water damage. There's no else that's damage. It's opened, fully bloomed. It's not past its sell-by date. You've got to get it absolutely spot on with your timing. And when it comes to chrysanthemums and stuff as well, sitting there, John Peace does it with his wife, Alison, sit there, and obviously they've got little pin pricks, and they sit and pull every single leaf, every single petal, the right position.
Yeah, crazy.
Ball. People realise all this effort that goes into something that looks like it's been made. Old. And a lot of Peter Holden stuff last time I was at Harrogate, that stuff looked like it was out of a mould. It looks like it was made. His collection of veg was full.
You'll let Dave answer.
Yeah, I am. It's Dave's turn.
Holden amazes me how he dedicates his whole life to the growing. And I watched the video that John Salisbury posted on
just in his garden as well.
Anyone wants to watch it? If you put, what is it, Dean? Is it Gardening with John Salisbury's page?
I think so.
Yeah, John Salisbury. Yeah.
He put a video on, and he went to Peter Holden's garden, and Peter Holden grows everything at home. And I was just amazed how tight everything's packed into his garden. He's like a full commercial nursery in a little tiny back garden.
I wouldn't think his back garden's tiny, but if you got rid of all and everything, but
it's not massive, is it?
It's still greatly put together, and that's
Did you see how clean everything was?
Yeah,
everything was spotless. Amazing gardener, amazing grower. Yeah,
he's a smashing bloke as well.
Yeah.
I've not had the privilege of meeting him. I've met John Salisbury. John Salisbury's a nice man. Any questions you've got, he'll answer. Good lad, John.
Yeah, I text John when I first started growing properly for sure. When I finished college, I said, have you got any advice for me? And he asked me where I lived, and I said, live at York. He said, oh, that's a shame, because if you lived a bit closer, I could have mentored you through a full season. And then he invited me to go up, and that's how I went to the MPLS show at Stanley, because John invited me. He introduced me to David Metcalf, who grows big onion, or show onion, a few other people, and they spent about 45 minutes just stood with me in Allegra, just asking me loads of questions and answering any questions I had. And it's people like that that get people my age into the hobby of growing for showing.
It is.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, because I'm only 25. Leslie, what you laughing at? That's not funny. It's just that I had a big paper round, and it was uphill.
It was uphill. Was it? It's great when you finish that,
Dave Metcalf is a friend of mine, and he's another one. Help you out with anything.
Yeah.
Another good bloke. He'll help anything you want, and I tell you, there's no secrets in this job. There's no secrets. Everybody wants to help everybody. Everybody wants to get new people. It's a dying sport, this. Everybody wants the younger generation to come through.
That's that thing. You'll soon find that when people start things are secretive, then people just move away from them. I've got no time for people like that.
No, not at all, mate. No.
It's time to go and see and at the time Gary Williamson as well. Before he sadly passed away, Paul's, I could sit there for hours. I could sit there all day, sitting chatting away, and he could just tell you everything.
Yeah, that's how it should be. That's how it should be. Tell everybody everything. No secrets, Jesus.
So I think there's a few. I think there's an issue with you, Sam, Dave. 2 seconds. I'm going to take off.
One. Okay.
I'm getting the same issue with you. It's me.
It is. People's in the comments.
Can you hear me now?
I can.
Can you hear me, Tom?
I can, yeah.
Yeah, I can hear you okay, Tom. I think it's the volume on Dean's is not very good.
No, your microphone's really crackly, Dean.
It's fine.
Yeah, it is with me. It's really crackly, Dean.
It's fine on YouTube.
I think it's a stream.
It's just a stream up by the looks of things, guys.
Yeah.
So we'll continue on anyway.
Okay.
What's Dave's first?
Dave, what was your first? Giant?
My first, it wasn't so much giant. I took an allotment on, and I'm a very competitive person at the worst of times. So I put what I grew that particular year into a little allotment show and got my bottom kicked. And I vowed from that time on, I would never be beat again. Went into it quite a lot more serious. And from then on, I've done quite well. And I'm just I think I'm obsessive with shows. But I love it. I've become a lecturer, an NVS judge. I went into plant biology, got a degree with distinction. I just like plants. I really like plants, and I really like growing. And then because I'm so competitive, I started doing the shows, and I've done okay in the shows. I've done okay. But then the younger lads start coming through, Tom and Dean, start getting my ass kicked again. So I'll have to up my game and try and beat you again this year.
Oh, there's no pressure coming from me. I'm still a good few years old.
Listen, I saw your onions last year. I saw what you did with onions last year. So don't start saying there's no pressure. So the camera never lies.
I've got none this year. But the camera does lie. The camera does lie though. Sometimes it is just.
Yeah, there's a mod.
I've learned a lot. I've learned. There is. I mean, some of it's just mainly luck for me. But I've like I say, I've learned lessons over the past 2 years, which has improved things, and that's what I'll be picking up on. It'll just be experience going forward. Getting a good seed strain and just sticking with it, and focusing on the few, because I do like growing the onions. I'm slowly considering not doing leeks anymore, trying to put it into something different. But we'll see how things go this year. I've got 9 Yorkshire Giants, and I'll probably have a couple of Cumbrians, but nothing like I've had in the past few years. Because I'll use the space that I've got to grow other stuff. I was saying to Tom just before I came on, I do like lilies, and Leslie loves lilies. And over the past 4 years, I started with 4 bulbs. I've now got hundreds, and obviously smaller ones as well, which I've been sitting picking through today. So I've planted them in the middle tunnel today, and I'm going to see how things go with them this year for just using the space up as well. So there was a few comments. I'm sorry about this, guys. Go on, Dave.
Are they the Oriental lilies you're growing, Dean? Like Stargazer and the really powerful scent one? No?
No. I am the ones that I'm growing. I don't know the name of the deep red ones, but the petals are like velvet, and they're a deep red color. I did have a beautiful pink one, which I thought I'd managed to keep a hold of and grow some more, but it didn't come through. So I've got a lot of deep red ones. I don't know the name of it, but I've also got one that's called what was it? London Heart. I mean, I just picked the London Heart one I picked up from Milkwood, but I do like the look of it. But I will possibly be looking at getting some more lilies in the future, because I do like growing them, but they'll have to be grown under cover, obviously, as well.
Does Tom have his own channel?
So you can't grow your lilies outside?
Channel. I have grown my lilies outside. I've left them in a 10-litre pot for the past 2 years, and I've just grown them as cut flowers and moved them around. So I have grown them outside. I've never grown them inside before, so I'm hoping this year, the ones I've got inside, I might be able to get them a bit earlier and a bit better finish as well. Obviously, because I can keep on top of them on the inside. Okay. The lily beetle. I found one actually hiding. It soon got squashed.
Yeah. Tom, have you ever heard of a product called Dr. Forrest's seaweed, XXX seaweed? He does a whole range of products. Dr. Forrest is his name, but it's all organic. I'm not really an organic person. I use sprays quite a lot for thrips and red spider, as you know, in leeks, dahlias, onions. But this year, I've used Dr. Forrest's products, CalMag, XXX seaweed, and things have come on massively. Peter Glazebrook has made comments about the colour of the onion leaves, the condition of the onions for the time of year, superb. And the only thing I'm using different, I'm using worm casts, but I'm using this seaweed and this CalMag. If you see it, give it a try. I would 100%, and I will definitely use it again in the future. I think I asked Dean the same question, and I don't think, unless you actually ask for it, it's something that's not known really. Yeah. But Dr. Forrest products.
I've used CalMag.
Have you used the CalMag?
But I use CalMag, not Dr. Forrest.
Okay. CalMag. Okay. So there is quite a lot of CalMag about, but I use Dr. Forrest because I didn't know any different. But now you've said, can I do CalMag as well?
Yeah.
I will try the CalMag.
I think it's about 15 quid per litre, which I didn't think was too bad.
Yeah. So this particular one is about 20 quid a litre.
Yeah.
But the results that I've had through the using the Dr. Forrest was brilliant, brilliant.
I think we've got a couple of questions coming through.
Yeah, there's a few.
I can't see the question.
Yeah, there's 2 questions coming through. I've got my secretary on the case here. She's already got all the stuff ready to go. So there is a few questions. I'm just going to go back because obviously There's another 51 people in the chat here. Because we can just chat all evening. So we've got so Steve from No Thick and Good Road to Sufficiency is asking if I'm going. Are you going to both days at Malvern? Steve, I'm going 4 days at Malvern. I'll be going on Friday, stopping Friday night, Saturday night, Sunday night, and going home on Monday. It's our weekend away, which we didn't get to last year. We stay for all 4 days, basically. Who else we got? So I know Karen's put on as well. That our 6-year-old started getting involved with. Once she's waiting, she says she was 6, has been waiting to enter the village horticultural show. She's 9 now and started joining with some of these YouTube challenges and trying to know boys with a lottie, which is fantastic. And Andrew's got a question for Tom about salary. Does it take heart rot? I think I'm not too sure what he means by that, but Andrew, if it's not what you're coming across it is, just put a message in again, and I can ask it again later on. We'll see what he means with that in a second.
Yeah,
so
it means
Tom,
how do you get rid of it? Or
I'll tell you too, sure, but Andy, if you pop the question on again at the bottom, I'll ask it again in a second. So what we've got?
People said it was
The sounds changed up. We've put the microphones in, so the little headsets in. So me and Leslie's got one, so it's much better on our side here as well. So all of Steve as well. I'll tell you what, we're going to have 4 people involved here. Steve, you're coming on. So 2 seconds. There we go. We've got 4 people in here.
Somebody's got a duck.
There's a duck in the top left-hand corner.
Who's got a duck? He's popping out again.
Yes. Hello, Steve.
Hi, bud. How you doing?
Not too bad. Steve, this is Dave. Steve, Tom, Steve.
hello.
Hi,
Dave.
Steve.
Hi,
You
Tom.
okay, pal?
Yeah, not too bad, mate. I had a good day today.
It was a wet day today.
Yeah, so working indoors today.
It's definitely an indoor day today. I worked indoors a lot of time today. Like I say, I still got wet. Was Malvern cancelled this year? No. Malvern, at the moment, nothing is being confirmed. Things are still scheduled at the moment, but we'll just wait and see what happens. So
Tickets aren't on sale yet, are they?
So Andrew, what am I doing wrong? I can't get on the show bench. It all depends, Andrew, on what the issue is. Are you getting problems with your salary that's rotten, or what's going on with it?
Also, what variety are you growing?
Yes,
that's the big starting point.
that as well. So what variety are you growing, Andrew, and what point are you having a problem with? Like, for example, is it rotten, for example? So what we've got, is that it? Oh, well, I've all caught up with the chat, so it's not like Monty's on My Family Gardens video. There's a random duck occurring somewhere, so I don't know what that is.
Is Monty in?
Like Dave. No, Monty's not in.
I think somebody asked if I got my own channel, and the answer's no, because I run off Instagram. So if you go on Instagram and put in Tom's Exhibition Allotment, my page will come up, and then you can.
Tom, I'm too old for Instagram.
It's on Facebook as well.
Can you post the link for Dave, Tom, and
Chris, how do you mean post a link for Dave, Tom, and Steve? Is that for their channels? Well, Steve's got a YouTube channel, which is exactly what it says in the tin. If you just click on his name, you'll head over to his YouTube channel.
Can you do that, sir? I don't think you can.
Yeah, you can still do that on his channel, yeah. Watch. So where is it? So you see he's got a. Where is it? So we'll search for his name. There is press on it. Click on this. Click on his. Oh no, we can't. Oh, there's it. Oh, I didn't realize that. Sorry. So we don't just click on the name. It's been changed. So if you type into YouTube his name, if you put in Norfolk and Good, then you'll come up with his channel on YouTube. He's got some cracking few videos on it. He's just started as well.
Thank you.
And Tom is on Instagram as well.
And he's Stephen is variety.
So It's the Vritty. Oh, right. So it's hard. It's heart rot and it's starburst. Tom.
Heart rot's quite well. It's quite a sticky situation. Heart rot, because once you've got heart rot, it's inevitable that you're not going to get rid of it. You need to prevent it more than try and treat it once you've got it. If you've got it, you might as well just throw them in the bin, quite simply. And that there is no treatment for it once you've got it. What's wrong, Dean?
It's just read a link completely wrong.
I've just read the link to your Facebook. Facebook's totally wrong. I read it is in facebook.com/Tom's Sex Exhibition Allotment.
No, you don't put the S with the Tom.
Oh, sorry, that's just a growing child, isn't it? Tom's Sex Exhibition Allotment. That's a bit different, isn't it? Never seen that on YouTube.
You might set a new profile up and put a hyphen in there. Yeah.
Oh,
It'll get you some more viewers.
Oh, I'm sorry. I just thought my tickle is I never noticed that before until I got put on it.
I thought you are laughing at me.
Sex exhibition.
I've noticed it.
No,
before.
I'm not laughing at you. just put that there.
Anyway, the heart rot thing.
Yeah, carry on. Sorry.
If you've got heart rot, I wouldn't even bother trying to treat it. And this is information I've learned quite recently as well. I just get rid of it. If
Tom?
To prevent it.
Tom,
Yeah.
could you explain what heart rot is?
Heart rot's it's more of a fungal. I think it's a fungal disease, and it affects the main growing stem. I'm not 100% certain because this year is the first year I'm growing celery myself. But it affects the young leaves of the celery plant, and basically it does what it says on the can. Really, it rots the inside of the celery plant where the heart of the where the new foliage is coming from. But to prevent it, you can use what we've just been talking about, CalMag, because calcium builds up or helps to make nutrients more available to the plant, which then makes the plant stronger and it makes it more resistant against any other issues, such as obviously heart rot or. Go on, sorry.
So if I tend to go organic, and if I'm grinding down eggshells to a powder, and I'm putting that on my beds as calcium carbonate, would that do that job?
I couldn't really give you an honest answer because I've never done that myself, but it would have some benefit, I would think, because you're adding calcium to the soil and the heart rot's at the bottom of the bottom of the plant. So having it round the base of the plant's going to help, because if you're watering it, the eggshell powder in, the plant's going to take that chemical in through the.
That's going to help it bring up all those other nutrients that it needs.
What, the calcium, the eggshells?
Tom, the powdered calcium going in, would that help out? Would that help the plant bring up all the other nutrients that it needs?
I couldn't give you a straight answer on that because I'm not actually sure. I use a product called Nutrimate, which I think that's actually organic, and that makes nutrients more available to the plant. And what I do is I use it in the pots in the leeks, onions in the greenhouse. And then when I plant that out, I sprinkle it in the planting hole with that mycorrhizal fungi or any other beneficial bacteria.
Right.
But the eggshell thing, I couldn't give you an answer because I've never actually tried it myself.
Tom, there is a product called calcium nitrate.
Yeah.
And they do pour that down the centre of the celery. And that seems to have a good effect. But a bit of a tip when you are blanching celery, a lot of the top growers don't blanch the celery until 6 weeks out from a show, and they reckon 6 weeks is long enough to blanch the stems of your celery, which reduces the amount of time that the celery is in the dark and stops you from getting stem rot. So calcium nitrate and 6 weeks out seems to be the way forward with celery.
There used to be a good variety, obviously, before I started growing, called Ideal, and I think that was it was resistant to heart rot, I believe. Or there is one variety that was resistant to heart rot that's not available anymore. I mean, I grow Evening Star and Starburst, like Andrew was saying about, and I've never really had any issues with heart rot. I mean, this is the first year I'm really going to try with celery. Try and get some on the bench. But I spray with Chempac calcium as well, which does the same job, makes the plant a lot stronger.
Yeah.
Another thing when growing celery is every 4 or 5 days to take off your how would you say, the collars that you've got around your plant,
Collars,
to check for slugs, because they'll just devastate your celery, and mark them, like blemish them.
Yeah. There's another product called Slug It. People use Slug It and pour that down the centres of the celery, and that kills the eggs and the slugs. So it tends to stop any little minor marks that you get on your sticks before you put them in a show.
The only problem, Slug It's not on the market anymore, though, is it? It's been banned.
So a lot of these old allotment huts still have Slug It in there. So if you see it, buy it all, because, like you say, it's been banned.
But don't tell anyone you've got it, because you'll get into trouble.
Yeah, pretty much, yeah.
A bit like the stack of chestnut compound I've got in my shed.
We'll tell the not supposed to tell anybody.
Has chestnut compound been banned?
Yeah, it's been banned a long time. And I walked into our local allotment hut, picked up some Amalotrox, or whatever you call it, the greenhouse cleaner, which is also banned.
Amilatox.
Amilatox, yeah, that's the one. Greenhouse cleaner, which I think is also banned. And they were sat behind it, so I bought all them as well.
And you use chestnut compound for damping off in seedlings and fungus on dahlias?
I use it. I've never used it on dahlias, but I use. Well, actually, that is a bit of a lie. I have used it on dahlias because I water the cuttings with it. Or you can. I think I've tried spraying it as well before, but
spray the tubers.
Yeah, spray the tubers so that they don't rot, and then spray the actual cuttings. When you mist them with the mist bottle, I put chestnut compound in the water. And I've absolutely got a strike rate with daily cuttings, to be honest, doing it that way. I don't have a mist bench. I have a heated bench, but I don't have a mist bench. I just hand mist with a spray bottle. It works fine for me.
Yeah, me too.
But if you're looking for a good organic product, Steve, I've had good results using the Grazer's products. I don't know if you've seen those.
Grazer, I have seen them.
Yeah, they use it commercially in the States, and it's there's one for slugs and snails, there's one for rabbits, pigeons, deer, and there's another one for cabbage white butterflies and aphids. And I think it gives off like a smell that they don't like, and they don't go for the plants. Okay. But it's also got a growth stimulant in it, so it's beneficial to the plant when you spray it on. And I think it lasts up to 2 weeks.
So at the moment,
Tom,
I'm not into
the league that you three guys are in growing large vegetables. Mine's just growing stuff for the family and a few bits that I can sell on. So
yeah,
I ain't gonna get as anal about it as you lot.
If you're going to sell your products on, you really need to be using organic products for pests and diseases. Exactly. A good thing that people are using now is neem oil and bicarbonate of soda.
Yeah.
It kills everything. Thrips, red spider.
Yeah, white vinegar does as well.
Yeah, absolutely brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. Neem oil, it's a teaspoon to a litre, and bicarbonate of soda is a teaspoon to a litre. Mix it all up, put some wash up liquid in with it, and it kills them. Instantly kills thrips and red spider. Brilliant.
Excellent.
The grazers is quite readily available. You can get grazers from the garden centre.
Right. Okay.
If you're worried about getting hold of it, I think most garden centres stock it now, and you can buy it in a 500ml spray bottle, and you can buy the concentrate that you mix up yourself. And I've used it on slugs and snails, and I tried it on some hostas first before I used it on any show veg, and perfect, worked no problem at all. So I'm going to try using
some of the. I've been using nematodes for a while. They seem to work quite well.
Well, they've banned commercial horticulture now. They've banned Exempta, which is a professional insecticide that kills aphids, and the main reason they put it in container grown plants is for vine weevil. And they've banned that, so I think commercially, a lot of people are going to be moving on to nematodes now.
Okay.
Yeah, I've been using them for about 3 years. They work quite well.
Yeah, it's been proven that they're small enough, microscopic enough that you can put them through either a backpack sprayer or a tractor-mounted sprayer that won't crush them. And I know a lot of people that use them commercially actually spray not just the plants; they spray the whole nursery, the tunnels, they spray the floor, they spray the hedgerows, everything, just to make sure they're on top of them.
Well, I find that if you're spraying nematodes on the ground, you give about 6 weeks, they do multiply for the season if it's warm enough.
Yeah, they do. They'll go through the pot. This is from a professional point of view, and then breed in the soil. Go on, Dean.
Say that again, Dean.
No, I'm saying free nematodes. I love out for free. Free plants, free nematodes. Let them get jiggy with it. Is that what your name comes from, Tom? Is that what it is? The Tom
Dean, you're just tight, Dean.
He's northern, like
I'm
me.
tight. Yeah, I'm tight. Where I don't have to spend, it's fantastic. That's why I spend 2 hours a day going through them lily combs. So I've got plenty.
Dean,
but also,
if you want free
nematodes, I've mentioned it.
Get some old slugs, ground them up, stick them in a bucket. 2 weeks later, you'll have a bunch of nematodes.
Fantastic. Put it in mind.
Really? Is that right, that?
Yeah, because the nematodes exist in the snail's gut. So if you smash a load of snails up, they've already got nematodes within them. So the nematodes will start breeding in the slush that you create.
Mm.
And then you can water that down and then water it onto your plot.
Okay.
A lot of these are.
I'm going to go around buying. I'm going to go buying slugs and snails now.
I think a lot of these organic products, the actual outcome of what happens to the thing you're actually trying to kill is horrific. Because, like, the science behind the vine weevil is the vine weevil, the nematodes eat the vine weevil or the slugs from the inside out and make them like completely explode.
That's what nematodes do.
Yeah, and it's just like a horrible, painful death, but it's an organic way of killing them. It just makes me laugh.
As long as those little bees.
It's the predators end of the day, aren't they? So it's
exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. It's a symbiotic relationship in the wrong way.
Mm.
Yeah.
There's a question.
It's the good.
Obviously, always trying to improve the soil structure, the biostructure as well. Everything like that. Everything it's improving if it's organic. I mean, a lot of the stuff, a lot of medicines and stuff as well, comes from an organic place.
Yeah,
it comes from plants.
Yeah,
and obviously
I mean, and the aspirin from willow.
Yeah. So it looks like there's a few people going. So thanks, Watty, for calling in. Thanks, Ricky, for calling in. A few more people came in as well. So hello, everybody. Thanks for coming along. I know I just chin wagging and chatting at the minute, but like I say, I am reading through your comments and things as well. Stan just put on stating that Tony from Simplify God did a good video about nematodes not long ago, so have a look into there as well. But yeah, but all right, Rob's away as well. Hello, Rob. Bye, Rob. Thanks for coming in. So yeah, I think we're all caught up. Has anybody else got any questions or anything like that? Just pop into the chats and.
There's a question here, Dean, from Exploring It Together. It says, Tom, how are they controlling the bindweed then if it is banned? Which product are you saying about being banned?
Gary, that sod's low, that mate. Gary's eventually getting his big solar panel up and there's no sunshine. It's like I'm just getting a little solar panel. It's not solar panel, but solar power pack. And I was hoping not to have to go and charge that again. But Leslie's found me power bank, my other one as well. So I've now got 3 power banks. So I don't keep on charging one up, waiting for one to die. Next one, I've already got one down there, which is great. I found that I've got, obviously, with the problems that's been had on the allotment over the past week, I've got CCTV up and running and sorted. And what I found is that my grandma is using her phone and watching me granda all the times at the garden. So she's draining the battery. So I've had to tell her to stop watching what my granddad's doing when he's at the garden because I'm sick of it's supposed to last 4 to 5 months. It's lasting a week. But she's sitting watching everything that does the poor son. He hated the thought of it.
She probably gets fired and probably goes, so what you been doing?
Oh, my grandma once rang me after watching me granddad and says, what's he doing? I was like, I don't know, but I'm at home. Well, what's he doing? He's just walking around. I don't know. Why don't you ring him on his mobile phone and ask him instead of watching him like some sort of squeak?
I'm just going to go run and get the charger for the laptop because I've got about 5 minutes left. I've just noticed. It won't be a minute.
No bother. I thought Allegra had sorted all that out for you.
Dean.
Oh, Dean, I'm not that bad. I can put a charger in.
Dean, it must be difficult running a StreamYard and trying to keep up with the YouTube chat at the same time.
Yeah, I agree. Must be difficult, that. Yeah. You can't answer the questions and talk with at the same time.
I can see the comments. There is a section on here that says comments, and you can see the comments. I can't remember if you can see it yourself, but I can actually see what's going on in the comments when it's coming through. So, but I can't respond back. But Leslie's on here. This is where it comes in handy. Leslie's on here on the YouTube on the app, and she's just taking note of mentioning as well.
Norfolk, can you see the questions on YouTube?
I've just put them on to StreamYard. Dean's pointed it out. Yeah.
I can't see them yet. Not a clue how to get them up.
If you click on comment, I'm sure there's comments and something.
So to the right of my screen, you've got private chat and comments.
No, not for me.
You on your phone, Dave?
Yeah, you're on your computer, though.
Yeah, I'm on my phone,
Yeah, I'm on the. So Dave, your screen's very restricted, whereas I'm on my laptop, so I've got it on to the side.
David the duck, that's blocking your comments.
I've not got a clue, pal.
My biggest problem at the moment is I have a load of ground ivy. Trying to get rid of the ground ivy is a real problem.
Well, Dave must be a way to do something. I'll wait till he comes back anyways.
Trying to find out how to put the comments on.
The duck is evil.
Exploring it together. I forgot the name of the one you said, Tom. I haven't actually mentioned any weed killers. I've only mentioned chestnut compound, Amilotrox, or however way you say it, And
Tom, it's our Millertox.
Our Millertox, he's here, look. And what was the other one I meant? Oh, Exemptor. So if it was any of those, they're not weed killers. So
yeah, I'm going the longest. I am. I'm going to see how long I get it and just leave it. When the summer comes, I'm going to shave it all off. It'll be freezing. Hello, Martin. Thanks for calling in, matey. Hope you're doing well. Happy birthday, little one, as well. I did note on Facebook it's a little one's birthday. Dangerous Brian's been on. Sorry, Gary from Gary's Durham Allotment. He tested a paraffin flamethrower yesterday. I'm surprised you're alive to tell the tale, mate, to be quite honest. I'm surprised you haven't singed your eyebrows like I've done in the past. Because if it's not one thing,
so what's everyone been up to today?
Mr. Bump and John. I'm off today, and I'm off tomorrow as well. I have been out in the garden doing a bit of recording and stuff. I've got a list of jobs to do, so I made a list last night so I can tackle one thing at a time. But I only managed to get one thing done, and that was the lilies today, because I had a bit of an incident with my fire.
Little and often. Little and often.
Little and often. Little and often. What was that?
You went for a swim.
Oh, I went for a swim in the greenhouse. Yeah. What happened was I was in the polytunnel sorting out the lily bulbs, and I went back in because I heard the fire was thumping. So it was getting too hot too quick, so I shut it down. And then I noticed a drip. So I tried to tighten the clamps up on one of the joins near the tank, and it started getting worse. And then the next thing I know, I'm having to take it all off. So I'm taking the two clamps off, the tape off, the join off, emptying the tank. And then I found that it slipped off because the pipe work that I'd put in recently, the clamp wasn't fully securely tightened on, and the pipe had been slowly sliding down, causing the joint to separate. So I've ended up finding a bit of hose, made it a lot longer, put it all back in, tightened it all back by hand, and it's all spot on now after that was filled up again. So that fire will be the bloody death of me, I'm telling you. I'm just getting it all sorted, and I'll be planning on moving it in the next couple of, possibly next year or so.
Apparently, Gary's no longer got a strawberry bed.
Are you thinking about your strawberry
How's
bed?
your strawberry bed?
Gary.
Karen says she put a video up.
But one of my strawberry beds. Oh, that'll be good to look at. Have a look into that.
She's got one.
I'll have a good look at that one.
Well, I did mention last year that the community allotment that Leslie helps run, that's some massive strawberries, and I was going to take some runners. Well, never getting a chance to do that, and so probably just wait and see what happens this year, won't we?
Yeah,
Just get some.
We left a fence.
It's all just left the fence for a look like Leslie's allotment. Paraffin squirting out. Gary, how are you still alive? You drive ambulances for a living? How are people alive in ambulances that you drive? Yeah. Thank you, I had it on the bed. It didn't want. Oh, wait, that's all right then.
Gary, I bet you exploded.
Oh, hey. I've got this chainsaw, Dean. Are you? Well, I don't want to be anywhere near you when you start it up.
Tom, do you just do large veg?
I don't actually do any large veg really now. I do marrows.
Do you not?
Right. No, I grow show veg. I grow quality veg, so I grow blanched leeks, onions, 250 gram onions, shallots, carrots, parsnips, potatoes. I don't really grow any legumes, so like runner beans, peas, or anything like that. If they're any good, when it comes to showtime, I'll stick half a dozen in or whatever schedule asks for. But my main grows are potatoes and parsnips, really. You what? Sorry.
So that's what I do with all my veg. Oh, that looks all right. I'll stick it in.
Yeah. No, my main grows now. I'm growing about 120 bags of tatties this year, so be fun watering all them when it gets to July, but we'll see.
And what do you put in your bags to grow your taters?
It's full. It's 100% Irish moss peat.
Do you put like potash in or anything like that?
This book made an appearance on the video. I can't remember it all off my head, but I have got it in here or on my phone, so I can tell you. I use Alistair Gray's mix, who's potato growers in the country. Well, he is the best potato grower in the country, without a shadow of a doubt. I'll tell you. I think it's on my phone. Bear with me a minute.
Natural gardener knows what he's doing.
Basically, Vitax Q4, calcified seaweed meal, and Nutrimate. But I can get you the exact. Measurement.
Sounds going again.
Come on. Come on, Tom. I've got a pen and a piece of paper here. I'm waiting.
That's where he was going.
He's already said it to you. He's already mentioned it.
You're joking me. How much Q4 and how much calcified seaweed to 100-litre bale of peat?
Dave, that's a damn difficult question.
So most peat bales come in 100 litres, and most mixes go by 100 litres. So how much Q4 and calcified seaweed would you put to a bale of peat?
Dave, Tom. If you kind of get because I think he's having a few technical issues at the minute.
Okay.
He's gone. If he's going
Cara, what's happened to your foot?
I'll get that mix for you, mate, and I'll pop it in a message for you on Facebook.
Nice one, Dean. Thank you.
Oh, wait a minute. That's the cat's called. And oh no, it's just all the sorry. Sorry, the kittens are playing with a plastic bag, which is never good. Honestly, it's like having a couple of kids running around. The kitchen comes down. I am paying attention to everybody. I am. I haven't missed loads. I've not upset about everybody.
Chaos is good.
No, I haven't. It's frozen solid, Tom. Tom, just try your best, mate.
Just charge.
Possibly. I can't send him a message back, so we'll have to wait and see if he comes back on. If he doesn't, then like I said, not to worry. It was great having him. I can't believe we've been on for an hour already.
Father says it's bruised.
What you a butt? I've had somebody put something.
Exploring nature
was
together.
It the kids you on about putting in the cage? Climbing the cage. Were the kids climbing the cage, or was it animal? I got really confused with that comment earlier on because it's almost like you had kids in a cage and they were climbing out of it.
It was a foot, not a butt.
All right. I mean, we've all had them thoughts as parents about putting the kids in a cage, but we never went through with it. Chinchillas, all right. That makes full sense now. Kids were trying to get out of the cage. I just got the stick and poked them in it again. Get to bed. But I'm looking forward to starting to grow. I've started some stuff off in the shed over the past week, and me and my gran will be doing the tomatoes and everything shortly. Obviously, I've got new equipment in the shed this year, and the Vitapods. I've not had any heat in the shed at all, apart from the Vitapods itself. So it's all just bottom heat, and I have struggled on times getting in to do the watering because obviously they're drying out a lot more. So that's something I've definitely learned this year, and also the ventilation as well is key. I've got a couple of fans running there, which has improved things straight away. So when it comes to getting stuff started next year, I'm also going to look into getting. Now I've got my greenhouse tidy again. I might even put one of the Vitapods in the greenhouse with the twin one and start a few things off in there. Maybe it's even me mini mums and stuff like that, because I do like growing the mini mums as well. So that's something that's going to be new. My partner just heard that and was like, "Really? What he doesn't know is that I mentioned that the thumb talent was him." All right,
Cara, I'm not surprised you cage your husband or your partner. He's making your thumbs hurt.
That's why I've got to go after here. I've got to go get back in my cage. She's all right. I mean, I'll lock you in the what's in the grow tent. I did it once, and you never let us live it down.
I saw that. I saw you put Leslie in the grow tent.
Funny thing was, so does Mars Hydro.
You're crazy.
They thought it was hysterical. The fact that
Didn't help it grow.
they put her in the air.
Fancy locking your missus in a grow tent.
I think that video got demonetized. It did. The video got demonetized by YouTube.
I bet it did.
It was literally clearly stated funny, and nobody watched it. The whole point in the gag was that she was tall enough to fit in it, and it was a blooper. It was an outtake.
Tom's just put a comment on.
Yeah, Tom's put his laptop's frozen solid. So Tom, try if you can get on, great mate. If not, like I say, we'll sort out together where we'll just have, like I say, a one-on-one, and we'll sort that out. Like if you can, Tom, if you can sort out that, if you can put that mix in the comments for Dave, that would be great. Martin, the only giant cabbage I'm growing is red giant cabbage, and I don't even know what they're going to be like. I've got targets set for them. I think it's 13 kilo, between 10 and 13 kilo is a starting point. We'll see how things go with them. They're in the greenhouse in the back garden at the minute, and I just potted them up there last week, so I'll just have to see how things go.
Could you imagine if I start growing some nice leaves?
Yeah, that would be good. I don't have any green giant cabbage this year because my seeds didn't germinate, and like I mentioned earlier on, I need to get some new seed basically. So I'll be looking at doing that this year, and I'll get some fresh seed this year, and I'll continue growing. Obviously, picking up from next year as well. I'm cutting back on a lot of stuff this year, and I've done it purposefully as well. If I didn't have the onions and I didn't get the head of leeks off Paul, I probably wouldn't have bothered with the leeks. I would have just focused more so on onions, but I had a poor germination with onions, and obviously with everything that's been going on over the past few months at home, there's been a bit of neglect going on. The shed's just been left to get on with itself. So I've had to throw a fair few onions out as well because they started bulbing up at the bottom, which that's it. They're done. They start bulbing up. I'm not going to waste my time with them, so they got thrown out. So if anything, if I get any onions, great. If I get any leeks, great. But I'll probably be more so focusing on the giant tomatoes, giant cucumbers, giant marrows, giant Swede, which I've started off as well. I'm a few weeks behind on them, but I've got good germination with them at the minute. So just playing catch up. I've got some giant beetroot in as well. So we'll see. I'll see what happens over the course of this year. If I've got something for the shows, great. I'm looking forward to having some rhubarb. I've just put loads of horse manure on the rhubarb as well to give them a boost. So I know people normally have it with custard and stuff, but you know, that's old running gag.
Dean, I thought you were cutting down this year.
I am cutting down, mate. That is cut down. That's me using part of my space. I'm also, on top of that as well, I've decided that half the garden where I had the marrows last year, I'm going to put dahlias in. So I'm just going to put random dahlias in. Just people that have got, because I've got a few people up here that I know that will have spares. So I'm just going to pick the spares up off them and just chuck them in the garden. put them all in the garden, have
Is that
half a garden
selling?
full of dahlias, and just leave them to do their own thing. What's that?
Is that for selling?
No, just for
the
cut flowers.
dahlias.
No, just for cut flowers. Just to put in a vase. Just to, I'll get some 1 week, some next week, and I'll just have a display going all the way down the garden.
That'd be a nice try, Craig.
Nice.
But because what the plan was originally, when I wanted to grow the dahlias in the next door's garden with all the beds that's already done. So I wanted to have like a field of fire. So start off with the yellow, then progress on through to red and yellow and orange and stuff. That's what I wanted to get done. But obviously, I started growing other stuff in there when the lockdown hit and stuff. So it will be a plan going forward in the future, but I'll just have to see what plants I want first.
I think Dave's fallen asleep.
No, I'm just listening to the talk, pal. I grow dahlias myself. I grow them for exhibition. I grow 500 dahlias. But once I've had the cut for my show, I let the girls on the plots just go and take a cut. They can have whatever they want. But like you say, you could sell them. I don't know if you would make much money, but there's lots of offers to buy the flowers.
Oh, they do, especially in the shows and stuff as well, because they have the auctions and stuff, don't they? So that's just shows.
Yeah.
Well, I like doing the sweet peas as well. I mean, I've had a bad time with sweet peas for this year with the mice and stuff. But what I used to do was I used to grow 20 pine pots, put them in, and have loads of flowers for months on end. I used to take handfuls when I used to pick the kids up from school and just hand them out to people. Just people I know, obviously. I wouldn't go up to strangers and hand them a bunch of flowers. That's what we had these days. But
Dean, you're going to get locked up if you do that.
I know. That's what I do with people I know. But it makes their day as well. So that's the reason why I like doing it. So, it's there you go. Have yourself have a posy full of sweet peas. Oh, thanks very much. That's what's missing these days, man. That's what's missing. Just the kindness of others.
I'm not like torturing.
You're not wrong there, mate.
Yeah, I'm not doing. Obviously, before you weren't allowed to. Now it's going to be stretching out as far. I'll have to put a stick to hand it over. There's your 2 minutes. So, Dean, could you thank Daisy Jones for offering to send me some seeds from my supplier in UK who wouldn't send me due to this new border support? All right. All right, okay, so William Allison's put on. So I've got to say thank you very much to Daisy Jones for offering to send some seeds. They don't know how we got there, but they got there eventually. So thank you very much, Daisy Jones. That's, like I say, that's what I love it. I love it. Just meeting people, speaking to people, sending things over for each other. That's what the community's about. It's fantastic. I've sent some stuff this year. Like I say, I've sent some plants over to people, sent some seeds to people. I've still got some seeds to send over to a couple of people as well who I haven't forgotten about. So, John, I've still got your seeds to send over if you're watching this. I'm going to get that sorted. Hopefully get done tomorrow, actually. But for me, that's what it's all about. I get sent stuff. I send stuff to other people. We're all in this together. They say we all learn from each other, which is great. So
it's good. I've had some great seeds from a lot of people.
So as I was saying there, Dave, the Thomas 10 put the mix up there. 200 litres of Irish moss, Pete. I'll let you copy that down. Leslie's screenshot.
Where is that, Dean?
It's in the comments, which you cannot see.
I took a picture.
Smart ass. I mean,
Leslie's taking a picture, and I'll send it over to you.
Nice one, pal. Thank you.
I've still got you on the thing you say, so that's right. So I'll send that over when we're finished. Yeah.
Brilliant.
Won't be too long because it's getting pushing on for time. But has anybody got any other questions or anything like that?
Martin's got some seeds.
Oh, Martin's got a pack of branded onions. Martin, that would be great, mate. I'll speak to you. I'll speak to you obviously on Facebook. Oh, hello, Dave. Dave, so the allotment wizard, Dave's come on. Dave's, Dave, I've got a problem with some leggy seeds, some leggy plants.
Stop winding them up.
I'm not winding them up, man, joking. No, there's been, it's that time of year where everybody puts their stuff on Facebook and they say, does this look all right to you? And the plants,
I've got leggy
seeds. The plants are like that long, like sweet peas. I've got leggy seeds. Where are you keeping them? You're keeping them in an airing cupboard. Well, that's the reason there's like problems. Are these all right? These potatoes all right? They've got like eyes on them, like this long and stuff. Just people are putting the standard regular beginner stuff on, which has already been answered several times over. If you've been in the groups before, you should search for it.
Yeah, but they're newbies, mate. They're newbies. They got to learn.
That's the thing. Yeah, I mean, these blow-away greenhouses are really good as well. I've seen 2 posts today with the green, one of them greenhouses from the little greenhouses from Aldi, I think it is. It was like $59.99 for
£100 and it blew over.
Which is, I mean, these things are great. I'm not knocking them in any way, shape, or form. If you've got a small garden, they're fantastic for starting things off and stuff like that. But if you don't support them, and don't put them down, don't just put it in the back garden.
Right.
I think it's going to be all right.
Use this.
All made that mistake.
Yeah. Somebody put one on the allotments about a month ago, and it's gone. It's disappeared. There's no more greenhouse, and it's never been seen again. Crazy.
No, it's not surprising. I mean, Dean Roberts had me creased. He had me killing myself laughing for what he did with his. Dean Roberts from Dean's Backyard Veg Plot, he bought one of them 120, I think it was 120 quid greenhouses, the green ones, 6x3s. In fact, I think it was more than that actually. It was 200 quid or something like that. But what he did was, when he put the frame up, he got some like really large fence spikes. I mean, they're probably about 4-foot fence spikes, and knocked them into the ground and holding the base down. It's like, that's not going anywhere. You're going to have to literally dig the garden up to get them out. Like, he's shaking it. He's giving a shake like that. It's like, that's not going anywhere. No, it's not going to go anywhere. You've got it rooted to China, mate.
Yeah, I've done the same with one of those cheap
that's
ones.
The sort of that you need to think of.
Done it for 5 years. Big tent pegs, about 2.5 foot long. Popped them in. Concreted the sides in. Done well. 5 years I've had that.
Yeah, when you.
That's all right. Yeah.
That's what you need to do with these things.
So I've had my money's worth.
When I mentioned them again because when I went up, I was very impressed. The cheaper tunnels. When I went to see him, and I went to see Gary Williamson, and I had a look at his garden, and that's where I got ideas from with the cheaper tunnels. The tunnel frames are great. Obviously, you need to frame them a bit more, but once you frame them, the hoop support and the size and everything's fantastic. You make them covers and stuff, because he used to buy the tunnels cheap, sell the covers for like 50 quid, because people are always going to
covers are horrible.
And just put a new cover on. You just put a new cover on, just buy the cheap ones. I mean, you can get a cover for 100 quid, a decent sized cover for 100 quid. You can get them for 60 quid, to be honest. Just depends on what you want to pay for. Just shut up. I'll get there eventually.
They are rubbish.
Leslie, shut up, bad, because you'll put you back in that tent again.
I'll put him in the cage first.
Put him back in the tent again. I'll get locked in the shed. But yeah, they are really good. But you've got to frame them out, and they do last a long time. But at the end of the day, you get what you pay for. If you're wanting a greenhouse, you pay hundreds and hundreds for it, brand new, for a decent one. But if you don't put it down, properly, then you're going to have a bother.
Yeah. Whatever you buy, you've still got to think ahead and think about what possible damage you might get.
Yeah, definitely, yeah.
And then green colours, they'll last a maximum about 5 years, if you're lucky.
Yeah.
And the zips are the first things that go. So.
Oh, definitely.
So we'll see what. So the first thing that go.
Hello.
Hi, Tom.
Tom, what went wrong?
Tom's back.
He's been waiting for 20 minutes for the same.
Once it's I've already put it in the comments.
I know you have. I'm just playing, man. I'm just playing.
No.
You can't see the comments.
This laptop's got like I think it's like a safety thing, so the battery don't break. Once it gets below 5%, it just completely freezes and turns off. So I've let it charge for 10 minutes and then tried it again, and it's worked. And that's all without any help, Dean. So I'm very proud of myself. Yeah,
I tell you what, you've done really well. Well done. I'll give you a round of applause.
Thank you. Thank you.
You're welcome. Well done.
No, but I've just put in the comments about that Dr. Forest stuff, Dave. I didn't mean to cut you off earlier, but I've just had a look at it while I was waiting for my laptop to charge. I think I might order some.
Yeah.
So I sprayed potatoes once a week, on a Saturday. I spray the potatoes with seaweed. I might try it on them.
Do you know what? It's really, really good. XXX seaweed.
Yeah.
And you don't need very much of it.
No, I've just started
and if you're gonna a teaspoon to a gallon.
Yeah.
It's really good. And if you're going to spray, use the CalMag as well. Put the CalMag with the seaweed and spray them. Mate, brilliant. Absolutely brilliant.
The only thing I worry about is I use the foliar spray, the seaweed spray, just to keep the foliage healthy. And I don't necessarily want the harms on the potatoes, which people that know what the harms are, it's basically the top growth, or the petioles, whatever you want, the stems, whatever you want to say. Anyway, I don't want them growing excessively big because I want the effort going into the potatoes more than the top growth. Although I want that top growth to be healthy. So, the more top growth you've got with the potatoes, which is an old tip I've been given, is the more they can photosynthesize, which allows the potatoes to get bigger. But then once they get beyond 5 foot, I ain't got the means to support them. That's the only worry with it.
5 foot?
Yeah, same as me.
5 foot on potatoes.
What was that? Sorry, I missed that.
5 foot on potatoes.
Yeah.
Depends on how high you eat them up.
Madness.
5 foot. Well, in the bag, I keep them. The like the plastic orange barrier fencing they use on the highways, not the like freestanding stuff. It's like you get it in rolls. I use that, and I put like a strand about maybe 18 inches above the ground, and then another strand maybe 2 or 3 foot above the ground, and let it grow between that. And then I put strings down the side, and they get, with all the fertilizer, the haulms just get ridiculously tall. The tallest being 5 foot.
That's madness.
I use the same stuff for day. I do the same with dahlias as well. So that fencing stuff's good for holding dahlias up if you're just lazy and you don't want to be using the three bamboo canes method.
Yeah, I still do it the old traditional way with the dahlias with the canes. Because I found with the orange barrier fencing that you can get deformities with when the plants are growing, especially when you pinch them out. The gaps in that fencing, personally, I don't feel are big enough for the plants to grow freely. Whereas the canes, when you put the canes in the diamond shape or in the triangle shape, you've got all that space between them. I think sometimes I do use sheep netting as well. Old sheep netting's good.
Sheep netting.
I left all of my dealers just to grow. I left all my dealers just to grow for themselves last year.
Allegra, are you going to say hello? Oh, she's shy, Dean. Same as last time.
Guys, I want to say goodbye.
Right, no bother, Steve.
See you guys later.
For coming on, mate. Take care. Thanks again.
Yeah, thanks for nice. Dom, Dave, nice to meet you guys.
Yeah,
See
you
soon.
too.
Look after yourself, pal.
Will
Right, so
do.
just mention a couple of things. People have been in the comments. So what we got here, Leslie? So Martin's asked, "What are you growing on your plot this year, Leslie?" Nothing. Weeds. So we'll have to see how things go.
Polytunnel up or the greenhouse.
Just trying to get a polytunnel greenhouse up yet, so it's mainly just trying to get it sorted at the end of the day as well. It's on the back burner at the minute still. So what else have we got here? What's this? So how many hours do you each spend on your plots a week? So for me, to be honest, it depends on days off. So I'll spend probably about I used to spend probably about 3 days on the plot in total, so 72 hours by the time I got everything sorted over the course of the week. But that's come right down, so I'll be lucky if I'm spending 12 to 24 hours a week down the plot at the minute. But obviously, when the lighter nights come in, I'll start be able to get down on night time after work again. So that's probably how often I'm down. And obviously, but I've got stuff at home as well. So
What about you, Dave?
I'm furloughed from work, so most of my time is spent on the allotment, and I have a little grow room at home. All the onions and the leeks and the giant cabbages are started there, and then it's off to the allotment. I have tunnels and greenhouses, so yeah, I spend quite a lot of my time on the allotments. I think once you're showing vegetables, if you don't put in, you don't get out. So I do spend a lot of time on the plots.
Yeah, I'm the same. I mean, this time of year, it's a bit, the weather's not so good. I try and get a lot of the digging done at the back end so I can kind of have a bit of a break from, the mad rush at the shows to then the mad rush in the spring, getting everything going. Now it's just starting to get busy for me. This time of year, I go down probably on a Sunday all day, do odd bits, and then in summertime it's like 3 hours a day watering, so it's minimum. If I'm there just 3 hours a day, that's 21 hours a week. But then you've got everything else, tying in or spraying or whatever else it is. But I know a lot of growers have a constrained plan of everything when they're going to do it. I just do it when stuff looks like it's suffering so I'd say probably about the same as Dean.
By that time it's too late.
Probably, yeah.
You have to put the time in. If you don't put the time in, you're going to get your butt kicked at the shows.
It's like everything else. You get out with it what you put into it. That's it's cliche, but it's true.
So there's a question about.
You only get out what you put in.
Yeah, exactly. What's the best tips for the biggest potatoes? So how do you get the biggest potatoes? Now that all comes down to mostly variety, and obviously how feeding them as well.
Yeah. There's a variety called Condo.
You get Condo. Hey, Jinx Touchwood.
Yeah.
Condo's a big.
Dean?
Condo is what a lot of people use.
Yeah, Condo is the one. And then if you grow them in a pot to start with and let tuber initiation start in the pot, take them out of the pot and see what the potatoes are and take them all off bar 2 and keep the biggest 2 and then plant them on from there. A lot of growers are sort of trying to keep the potatoes down and only go for the larger ones in the Condo.
Yeah, because you want all the energy from the plant, from the top growth, to go into those 2 tubers, or even
into
just
those
1
2
tuber. I know some people that do just do 1, but taking them off. But that's for showing varieties and stuff. I did grow freakishly larger potatoes than normal when I think they were Desiree potatoes, and it was strange because I've just planted the 1 and I end up getting about 3 or 4 the same size, which I'm going to show this week. I've got to lift them actually because I'm getting ready to bring them to start them off again. But especially with potatoes as well, if you've got a big one, you can keep it going, just like everything else.
Yeah.
You don't have to just plant the full potato neither. You can start a potato off, obviously chit it, and then you can take the chits off, or you can cut the potato in half even, so you get two instead of one. So, what's that?
Your dad's done that. I've seen outside your mum's kitchen window.
Did he? Is he? Oh, my dad's getting ready in the garden. All right. You're not asking me for advice because
might be a bit of a
everything.
might be a bit of a sad, or that I've noticed, but I think when the Romans invaded Britain, going back a long time, they used to keep the skins.
I remember.
Yeah, I bet you do, Dean. They used to keep the skins.
Sorry, carry on, Tom.
No, they used to keep the skins off the potatoes, and any eyes that came available, they used to wait until they used to get. If you leave a bag of potatoes in the cupboard for a long time, and you get the long, massive green shoots coming off them. They used to leave the skins in a dark place till they did that and plant them, and that's how they grew more potatoes back in the early days of eating them.
Dean and Tom, I'm going to have to go now. My battery's on 15%. I've not got much left. It's nice been talking to you both and answering a few questions, and I hope to see you again soon. All look after yourselves and stay safe.
Thanks for coming on, Dave. Much appreciated. I was expecting just a one-on-one with Tom tonight. So thank you very much for coming on and showing how easy it is to be done. Like I said, look forward to it again in the future. So thanks again. And keep up that good stuff with the onions as well. I'll keep my eyes on them.
Cheers, lads. Thank you.
Bye.
Oh, well, and somebody else comes on. So who's this? Let's have a look. So Negro, let's have a look.
Hi.
Hello.
How are you today?
Not too bad. How are you?
That's good to hear.
I think we'll just leave that.
There was a question. Has anybody grown grafted tomatoes?
I think that might have been a spam account, that, Dean.
I'm not too sure, but I apologise in advance if it wasn't.
It sounded very...
wasn't too sure, and I apologise about that. I do know that YouTube was Negro, so I'm sorry for taking you off there. I just got to be careful and things, yeah. So, give us a second. Right. Well, Tom, I think it's going to be a case of having to call it a night, mate. It's 25 to 11.
Aye, I'm off to bed. I'm up at work in the morning.
So thanks everybody for coming in. I'm like I say, apologies again who that person was. If I'll send us an email. Obviously, you just need to confirm who people are and things like that as well. But thanks again for everybody coming in and calling in. And it was a bit of a different night tonight.
That just quickly, that question about has anyone grown grafted tomatoes, Dean? I've actually grafted my own tomatoes before. That question about grafted tomatoes, I've actually grafted my own tomatoes before. I've grown the Red Dragon, the new exhibition variety, on Moneymaker rootstock. And all I did was get the Moneymaker plant and the Red Dragon plant and get a horticultural knife and just nick the stem of the two plants and then put the two plants together and put a little bit of string around to hold them together. And as the Red Dragon grows, it grows onto the Moneymaker stock. And then you can snip off the top of the Moneymaker plant and take the roots out of the Red Dragon, and that's your graft made, and it's easy to do as well. And I learnt that at college. and I do that every year now.
Yeah,
So
a lot of plants you can graft.
Yeah,
especially with tomatoes and stuff like that as well. So potatoes and tomatoes you can graft on top of each other as well. Like of courgettes and marrows and pumpkins and stuff like that. So a lot of plants have got a larger root base where you can graft onto obviously another plant. So it gives it a bigger engine basically. Whereas the basic plant and the basic roots will be smaller. So I know that it can be done. It is something I've been interested in the past, but when it comes to tomatoes and stuff, I know that tomatoes and potatoes are the same family, because I know you can do that, but I've never done it on tomato and tomato.
So it is difficult to start with because the stem's so small. When you cut it with a knife, I grow more than I need because I always cut the plants in half. There's only maybe I get 1 in 5 right, and it without the proper grafting equipment, it's so difficult to do. So, but anyway, that's another story for another night, I think.
It is, yeah. Right, yeah. Well, we're going to call it an evening. Thanks again, Tom, for coming this evening. We'll sort out another live video again.
Yeah,
we'll have another one-on-one again, part 2. So thanks for coming on to the yes, you grab water and Martin. I don't know what you can with, but I can't remember. But anyways, thanks again for coming on, Tom. I'll keep in contact and we'll sort something out for next time.
Yeah, no worries. Cheers.
We'll have the battery fully charged up. Say goodbye to the leg wrappers.
I will. Bye.
In a bit. Ta-da. Well, thanks everybody for coming on. It's been great. Like I say, something a little bit different. It's been a success for me. It's nice to get a few different people on. And like I say, it's very easy to do. And look forward in the future if you want to come on, we can have a chinwag again. So thanks again for tonight, and I look forward to seeing you again in a couple of weeks' time. So say bye, Leslie.
Bye, Leslie.
I'm away getting back in my cage. I'll see you next time.